June 27th, 2015, leaving Booker Lagoon. Now, while we're at Booker enjoying the nice weather, we'll keep our eye on the big picture here. This is our first crossing where we'll actually see the ocean. We're going to split this up into 2 days, so we're going to need 2 days of nice weather to get us through Queen Charlotte Straits here and back into protected waters. Usually we've had good luck on this crossing, so we hope that continues. You'll see two separate routes here. If the weather is really going to keep us from the crossing, and the outlook is for southerlies, southwesterlies, what we can do with bad weather is we can go over to Port Hardy, get a little closer, and then our route, if it's blowing hard, we'll just stay in Port Hardy. If it looks like a good crossing and blowing out of the southwest, it'll be a really nice crossing for the sailboats. We've done this in about 20-25 knots of breeze, and we just work our way out here to Bull Harbor, cut inside there, and that gives us a pretty nice broad reach all the way through to Calvert Island. We'll see how the weather goes. Everything is going to be subject to weather at this point, making this crossing. Leaving Booker Lagoon out of here, so we're going to get this pretty close to high slack at about 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock in the morning there. Pretty nice. Take a leisurely morning, pack up our goodies, and head for Allison Harbor here at noon. We've got a little bit of current going out with us as we start this. Not a lot. There's no tide stations on this side of Queen Charlotte Strait, so I've attached it to these two tide stations out here. You can see we're just starting to turn, so we'll have a little bit of tide with us. We'll hit about a knot and a half worth of current going through up here by Shelter Bay. We've got a couple of bailout points to hide if we have some problems here. There's a really well protected spot up here at a place called Shelter Bay. We've stayed there once before, so we'll try and give that a pass and go on to Allison Harbor. I have not been to Allison Harbor, so this will be a treat. I've always wanted to go back up in here. We'll get into Allison Harbor. We'll see how the weather works out, but we need to get moving here, so probably the next day you'll see I've laid out a course, two different courses here. One that gets us back on the route around Cape Caution, and this one takes us about 3 miles out of our way through Schooner Channel. I've always wanted to get up in this direction, but this rapids keeps a lot of people out of that harbor. We'll get in here to Allison Harbor, looks like about 6 o'clock in the evening. So even though we're leaving at noon, we'll still get in with plenty of light and plenty of time, maybe even to do a little fishing and definitely some crabbing back in here. The next day, we'll activate this route. Make sure. Again, this will be a late morning departure on the 28th. We'll get out of here late in the morning. That'll give us some more time for fishing and goofing around, just sightseeing. We want to go through Schooner Channel and then Slingsby Channel on the ebb. You can see the current's going to be pushing us in here, so we're going to try and catch this just right, get a little current behind us, and if we can catch this just right at the change of tide, we'll get a little push going back out. It doesn't look like that's the case, so we're going to have to change up a little bit here. Let's just take a look at this real quick. 1 o'clock is just our time back, about an hour here, so we catch the ebb back out of Slingsby Channel. I've never taken this route before. It's narrow, there's a little bit of kelp in the way, but easy passage and good sightseeing through here. Then we'll get back on our route headed for Cape Caution. Again, this is all subject to weather, but this is our plan for now, or our goal, I guess, as we like to call it. We don't make plans when we're sailing. We'll have a 52-mile run up here to Cruth Bay on Calvert Island. This is one of our favorite stops on the trip north. This is one of the first places we'll get to actually get out and stretch our legs here. These, just a quick walk over here, about 20 minutes to the Pacific Ocean, and there's beaches all the way down here. You can take about a 5-mile hike to all these beaches. There's a real pretty one on this side. We'll get into Pruth Bay again in the evening. Looks like 6:30, 7 o'clock in the evening. We'll hit Pruth Bay and take it easy that night. And I'd like to spend 2 nights here on Calvert Island, so we really get a full day of hiking in. Been sitting behind the desk all winter, so it's time to stretch our legs and get out and do some walking. So like I say, there's an interpretive center here. University of Vancouver has some research going on there all the time, and these trails are fairly well maintained. Leaving Calvert Island, we'll get an early start the next morning. The tides have changed, and now they're in our favor early in the day.